Today, we're going to be detectives. We're gonna get our little magnifying glasses and we're gonna be like, oh, and then, why did I do that? And then we're going to hunt down the killers and finally solve this cold case, the coldest case, the most horrifying case, the scariest case, the most gruesome case, and that is, why does YouTuber music suck so much? Now, to be fair, it's not actually just YouTuber music. One of the examples in this case that we're going to be investigating is actually a TikToker, but shut up. Maybe I should call it, why does influencer music suck, but I don't want to give them that power. They can't influence me. But before we can even start solving this case, we have to see the evidence. Exhibit A and Exhibit B. But before we finally solve this cold case and really save the world, essentially, I want to ask you the greatest favor. Subscribe. And you may be thinking, shut up, bitch. But no, I promise you, this is extremely vital to the investigation. Now, before we actually get into the song, I do want to make one thing clear, and that's that I'm not intending to make fun of the subject matter of this person's song, right? That's not what the point of this video is. So if I cross that line at some point, I am legitimately sorry about it. But anyway.
I wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at the ceiling while I hold back what's on my mind. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. And when they ask me how
it's like really subtle there. You gotta have the thumbs up going, oh.
all the thing ask is, why are you so sad, kid? That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you
the little face showing up right after that.
for so long it's real. So long it's real.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I didn't realize this would get political. So long, Israel? Jeez. Man, my man's spitting.
Hey-ish, so I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay, bitch. You better stop! Stop! Bitch! The fact is, I need help, I'm failing all my classes. They think that I need glasses.
I just imagine, like, the teacher calls him in, he's like, Dream, why are you failing all of your classes? I can't see the board. There's a... You can go to... We can do like an eyesight test like right now. So after reviewing Exhibit A, we really don't have enough of the evidence that we need. So let's go on to Exhibit B. Charlie Is it? It's Dixie D'Amelio's song, One Whole Day. Or is it For One Whole Day? God. Yeah, One Whole Day. Featuring Wiz Khalifa. Bro, money be different. Boom bam, boom bam, boom bam, boom bam, boom bam, boom bam, boom bam. For one day, I was really, really, really sad. One day, one whole day, I missed you really, really, really bad. To be completely honest, I can't tell if I like ironically like this or unironically do. Because like part of me is like, what is this? And then the other part's like, one day! You know, honestly, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was only really, 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 really sad for one day. You know what? I kind of take that back because it was one whole day and that seems kind of tough. Imagine playing that at a funeral. You're giving the eulogy and you're like, Grandma, when you died, for one whole day, I was really, 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 really sad. But then I got over it because you were kind of a bitch. So we're done with that. If you guys need to look at the exhibits a little bit more to really fully understand this investigation, I'm gonna leave them both down in the description. You know, hopefully you did actually listen to it, because I'm not sure if I'll get copyrighted if I play them, so I might just be performing them. Then, in that case, you get to hear my beautiful voice. So now, we're really gonna become detectives on some real Sherlock Holmes shit, right? We're gonna dissect this. Now, the first point that I must make is extremely obvious.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
But don't click off, because it's not the only point. But it also is really controversial, to be completely honest. And it's that they're not musicians. Oh my god. You are so intelligent. Your brain is fucking massive. I cannot believe that went completely over my head. Why didn't I think of that before? Another controversial point. Musicians become popular because their music is good, generally. But they didn't become popular by being musicians. This was an afterthought. So essentially... Can you shut the fuck up? So essentially, they're literally learning in front of you. But they're not even really learning, because usually they're just getting a shit ton of help, right? Which ends up creating this vibe of just the most formulaic music that you can possibly think of, because they just hire someone to make a quick little beat and then help them come up with a melody and then produce it. So it ends up sounding well produced, but nothing about it stands out in any way. The best way that I would describe the sound of the music is like when you go on to The Sims and then you make your character like dance or whatever and you put on a radio station and it's just that basic pop music like you know, it's just super basic shit to essentially a point of parody, but this one's serious. And number 2, this one is, you know, a little harder to come up with. They're not poets either.
No! Fantastic! Amazing! Genius!
But the thing is, this is really the point where the music crosses over from mediocre to bad. Because it seems like they don't have ghostwriters for this. Seems like they do it. Or if they do have ghostwriters, they got scammed. They got absolutely scammed, robbed, and betrayed. Because these lyrics are really bad. Some would say really, 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 really bad. I think that the number one thing that really separates decent lyrics from really bad lyrics is how are you saying your emotions? Now this is a point where I'm gonna be like a little snob, like, oh, I know a lot about poetry. I don't. But I'm gonna act like it, and we're gonna use some examples of this from the songs that we did listen to. So in Exhibit A, all that they can ask is, why are you so sad, kid?
Bitch, wait!
I mean, that one literally sounds like he looked up what rhymes with is, and saw that kid had a somewhat rhyme, and was like, well, we'll put it at the end and then figure it out on the way. That's what the point of the mask is. Like, there's no subtlety in it. It's just saying, no, this is the metaphor, and here you go. Which you can, you know, kind of explain away by it being Dream, who is a creator for mostly kids. And last time that I checked, kids weren't that fucking smart. But like, come on. It's simply just telling you. It's that thing that, you know, English teachers always harped on about when you were writing an essay or something. It's like, show, don't tell. Like, if you want to do something with writing at all, this is legitimately something very important. Don't tell me what is happening, show it to me. One of the lines that I do think is better from this song is, but the fact is, I can never get up off my mattress. Bars! But this is one of the times where it's not saying, the fact is, I'm just really sad. That's one of the moments that he doesn't do that. He says, I literally can't get out of my fucking bed, right? And, you know, if you've ever been through a depressing period in your life, that's probably something that you can legitimately relate to, and something that you can latch onto and be like, oh wow, he gets me. And it's not just so dull by saying, I'm sad. And this is especially horrendous in One Whole Day. Like, one of the ones was, the more I gave, the more you held back. Now I am emotionally starved. You couldn't come up with a... And then, for one day, I was really, 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 really sad. Ma'am, I missed you really, really, really bad. And then it goes on, because this is her redemption arc. This the day after. I woke up and it was strange. All that I felt was relieved. This is literally just telling you how you feel. Like, you couldn't come up with anything at all. Like, oh, the clouds disappeared. Or, I don't know, a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Something. Just say something. Now, the final point of this is that they are completely surrounded by yes men. Because number one, the vast majority of the time when YouTubers make music, it was essentially just a business decision, so they're already not really all that passionate about it, right? And I can't say this for sure, because I don't know them personally. I'm not, just sitting there getting fucking FaceTime calls from Dixie D'Amelio, okay? I'm not chatting up Dream every day like, hey, how's the songwriting been? But I can go ahead and assume from historical evidence that this is extremely common. It's not exactly rare for businessmen to be like,
you know what? I think we're gonna branch out into something that we know nothing about, but will make us a bunch of money.
At the board meetings, there's not exactly a revolt of people going, we can't do that, that is bad! No, they're like, oh, fuck it. So then they make these songs that are mediocre at best. So when these YouTubers release a song, right, the business people around them, so managers or fellow YouTubers, are gonna be like, oh, good job. And then the worst one is the fans, because once you become even slightly famous, you will have rabid fans that would probably commit a homicide if you just ask them to. And when you're at this level of where Dixie D'Amelio's at, or where Dream's at, you have hundreds of thousands of those fucking fans. Absolute swarm of murderous, ravenous fans that see you as maybe one step under a god. Like, they probably have a fucking shrine of you in their closet. Oh, Dream, yeah, do that 5v1. So you can do no wrong. Even if you release the worst thing that has ever been released before, even if you shit in a cup and put it on eBay, there's gonna be thousands trying to get it. And they're going to make that very clear. So you're gonna end up thinking, oh, I must be good, because all of my fans are ranting and raving about it. So you're never going to try. You're never going to try to make it better. People are gonna love it regardless. There was this compilation of Dream S&P streamers, right, reacting to it. And they were like, oh, this bops! Oh yeah! And I'm not trying to make it seem like anyone who does not share my opinion is lying. Even though they are. I'm not trying to make it seem like that. But you have to understand, there is a giant power imbalance with these people. This is essentially like your boss just showing up naked to work and being like, how do I look? And you're like, great. So they're not going to be honest. I wouldn't. If I was in their position, I probably wouldn't be honest either. I'd probably be like, yeah, this shit's banger. So we've cracked the case. We finally found out why these songs are so bad. Alright, anyway, time to start my music career, and you better support me no matter what. I don't care if it's trash. Just say that you like it and stream it multiple times a day. I don't care how bad it is, okay? I am an influencer, and I influence you to enjoy my music. Don't you dare criticize it. In fact, stream it constantly. Like when you're going to bed, put it on repeat and sleep to it. Bye.